In chart history, 9 songs from James Bond movies have hit the top 40. 5 have made the top 10, but none have hit number 1 until this week. I have details coming up.
The hits from coast to coast. Coast to coast.
Casey's Coast to Coast.
And that means we're up to the number 1 song in the USA on Casey's Top 40, brought to you by Nestle Crunch. It's by a band with nerves of steel that once bluffed their way onto the soundtrack for a James Bond movie. You see, their bass player, John Taylor, has always been a huge James Bond fan. He loves everything about the fictional master spy. He loves Ian Fleming's original books, the 007 movies, the villains, the women, the gadgets, and the stunts. There's only one thing about the early James Bond movies he didn't love: the music. Well, one evening back in 1985, John decided he would do something about it. He was out with some friends at a posh London restaurant. They'd finished their dinner, paid the bill, and were on their way out. Across the room, John Taylor spotted super producer Cubby Broccoli, the man who brought the 007 series to the screen. Instantly, John thought of his hero, James Bond, and he thought of the music he didn't like. Somehow, he summoned up the nerve, walked up to the imposing figure eating dinner, and introduced himself. He said he was a member of an internationally famous pop group, and then proceeded to tell the powerful producer just what he thought of the music in the Bond films. Not only that, he boasted that his group could do a whole lot better, even though he had no idea how. Instead of getting upset, Cubby Broccoli calmly called John's bluff. He told him to call his office the next day. And when John did just that, the big-time movie producer offered John and his group the chance to do the title song for his next James Bond adventure. Luckily, they rose to the challenge. Broccoli loved their song and used it in the movie called A View to a Kill. And when that song was released as a single, it went all the way to number 1. Well, now we're up to the new number 1 song in America. It's the latest hit to come from a James Bond movie. Now, a total of 9 hits have come from James Bond films. In the past, 4 of those hits have made it to the top 10. Shirley Bassey hit number 8 with Goldfinger. Sheena Easton hit number 4 with For Your Eyes Only. And then there were the 2 biggest Bond hits. Paul McCartney and Wings had Live and Let Die, and Carly Simon had Nobody Does It Better. But as popular as James Bond has been on the silver screen and the record charts, no 007 has hit number 1. That is, until now. With the help of one of Britain's most popular bands, the British super spy has finally done it. The new number 1 song is the title song of the latest James Bond adventure. The most popular song in the USA is by Duran Duran. It's A View to a Kill. And that's it. The new number 1 song in the USA, A View to a Kill, from the View to a Kill soundtrack by Duran Duran, Simon, Andy, Roger, John, and Nick. And that's it. The 40 most popular records in America, determined by Billboard magazine for the week ending July 13th, 1985. American Top 40 is produced in Hollywood by ABC Watermark. Our mailing address is American Top 40, Post Office Box 2000, Hollywood, California. Zip code 90028. Our executive producer, Tom Robbs. Producer, Don Bastani. With Matt Wilson, Merrill Schindler, Daryl Morden, Dana Schwartzwalder, Ann Stroiker, Michael Sullivan, Mike Williams, Ron Shapiro, and Stu Jacobs. I'm Casey Kasem. Join me next week, and again, we'll count down the 40 most popular songs in the USA. Till then, keep your feet on the ground and keep reaching for the stars.